Okay, so let's start with the customs revision now. From that, we are starting with the first chapter, that is levy of and exemptions from the custom duty. So first of all, we need to understand this, why customs is leviable. So first of all, this is a very old law. Yes, two laws we are going to study. One is the Customs Act 1962 and the other one is Customs Tariff Act 1975. Okay, first thing is why customs has become applicable. Customs has become applicable because so as to bring the domestic prices and the import price or at par. Okay, because there are some items which when we import, those are available at very cheap prices. Okay, can we say if everyone starts importing, then the domestic market is going to be affected? Yes, so to bring it at par, this customs law, customs duty was made applicable, right? Now along with that, this power to levy customs duty, that was given by entry number 83 of the Union Day. Central government is the important authority in customs law. Now a few important definitions. First one is of the beneficial owner. Beneficial owner is that mastermind person, okay, on whose directions, on whose control this import and export takes place. Okay, then second one is your two definitions that we have to do together now. One is your customs area and the other one is customs station. Okay, everyone here, let's say there is a particular customs station. Okay, this is your customs station. Okay, customs station is the place. Customs station is your customs port, customs airport, international courier terminal, etc., where ultimately the goods will be unloaded or the goods will be loaded from there. Okay, that is your customs station. Now this customs station is there in a customs area. Okay, this custom station is there in a custom area. Okay, means can we also say that custom area is a broader place, okay, where custom station will be situated, warehouses will be situated, the goods will be kept before clearance and all those things. Okay, so custom area is a big thing. One part in custom area is your custom station. Okay, then warehouse where we can store the goods before clearing it for home consumption. So there can be a public warehouse, there can be a private warehouse, there can be a special warehouse, etc. Then normally, what do you mean by the term export and import? Export means normally export means taking the goods outside the country, right? Import means bringing the goods inside the country. Okay, next definition of India, which we have already done in the GST law. Same definition applies here also. India is going to include all the places here in India, plus it is also going to include the territorial waters of India, which is going to go up to 12 nautical miles from the baseline, right? Now India means we can say the customs law will be applicable to whole of India. That is one thing. Plus, along with that, there is something called as Indian customs water that we need to study. Okay, now Indian custom water. See, when we say India, means it is going to go up to 12 nautical miles. Okay, but when I say Indian customs water, means it is going to go up to your 200 nautical miles from the baseline. So it is not 12 plus 200, it is total 200 from the baseline. Okay, till that you can call it as Indian customs water. Okay, so ma'am, what can happen in this India means Indian territorial waters, and what can happen in Indian customs water? Normally when we apply the provisions of Customs Act, it is going to apply only to India. Okay, but if beyond the 12 nautical miles, if there are any offenses which are being conducted, or if there are any, if someone is committing any offense in our Indian customs water, then in such cases, okay, example is smuggling, or any particular vessel has entered and we need to confiscate that particular vessel, then if those vessel or if that confiscation etc. is being going on in the Indian, or that smuggling etc. is going on in the Indian customs water, then we can apply the provisions of the Indian Customs Act in the Indian customs water also. Are you clear with this? Okay, then after that, going on to the main important parts of the chapter. First one, starting with section number 12, that is your charging section. So basically this section says that charging section says that whatever goods are imported into India or whatever goods are exported here from India, on that duties will be applicable, custom duties will be applicable. At what rates? At the rates which are prescribed under the Customs Tariff Act 1975, and this will be applicable to all the goods which belongs to the government plus all the goods which belongs to other than government. Okay, means there is no distinguish between if the goods are being imported by government or by non-government. Yes, there are certain exceptions. Okay, by default they say that for government, for non-government it is going to remain the same, but there are certain exceptions, like if there are any equipments etc which are imported by coastal guards or which are imported by Ministry of Defense etc, then they are exempted from the customs. Are you clear with this? Okay, now when does the taxable event arise? Okay, when does the taxable event arise? So in case of imports, when the goods are cleared for home consumption, it was decided in the case law of Garden Silk Mills that import of goods will be completed as soon as the bill of entry is filed. Okay, bill of entry for home consumption is filed. And similarly when the goods are cleared for warehouse, that is after being imported, you are clearing it for warehousing, means you are not clearing it for home consumption, you are taking it to the warehouse. Okay, then in that case as soon as those goods become the mass of the goods in the country, at that time the taxable event, means ultimately when the bill of entry is going to be filed for home consumption. Okay, and in case of exports, as soon as the goods cross the territorial waters of India, your taxable event under customs is going to apply. Are you clear till here? Yes. Okay, then going on to the next one. Next is very, very important. Section number 20 along with two notifications. Section number 20 talks about re-importation of goods. Means it can so happen that first we had exported the goods and now for some reasons we are importing the goods back into country. So section 20 first of all says that, let's say first I had exported this particular goods outside the country. Now at the time of export, I had taken some benefit of export duties. Example, I had exported under bond or LUT by not paying the taxes, or I had paid the taxes but I took a refund of the same. Remember, we had studied in GST also. So in such cases, you did the export, you took the export benefits also, now you are re-importing. So now they are telling, first of all, when you are re-importing it into the country, section 20 says that this should be considered as normal import, and if it is being considered as normal import, then normal import duty will also become applicable in such cases. Are you clear with this? Yes. This is told by section number 20 that re-importation is treated at par with what? It is treated at par with importation, but there are certain concessions and there are some exemptions which have been provided to us in between, right? Now these concessions, there are some concessions as well as exemptions which have been provided to us. So concession is given to us by way of notification number 45/2017 and exemptions is given to us by way of notification number 60/2018. These are the two things that we need to do here. Yes. Yes, so just like I mentioned, section number, I'll just repeat it once. Section number 20 normally says that whenever you are re-importing the goods, that is going to be treated at par with import, but we have been given notifications, exemption, concession notification and exemption notification, which is given under notification number, and you see here on the board, notification number 45/2017, and the other one that we're going to study is 60/2018. Okay, now here under 45/2017, here they are telling that suppose if you had exported the goods under duty drawback, under refund of GST paid, or a refund of taxes IGST paid on export of goods, or under bond or LUT, if you had exported the goods and if the same goods you are re-importing back in the country, then what amount are you supposed to pay? Okay, at the time of import, you need not pay the total import duty. You are required to pay whatever amount of incentive you had availed at the time of export. Okay, let's say whatever amount of duty drawback you had availed, or whatever amount of IGST you paid and you took the refund, means that was the benefit that you had got at the time of export. That amount you have to pay now to the government at the time of re-import. Okay, then similarly, when you had exported under advanced authorization, under EPCG scheme, etc., which we had referred, yes, then in such cases, this is a little different. This is a little different. Then in that case, you had exported it, okay, and now you are re-importing those goods back into the country. Then they are telling that no need to pay the entire customs duty and all that. Just pay the IGST and GST compensation cess. Okay, just pay the IGST and the GST compensation cess, and that would be sufficient. No need to pay the customs duty. And suppose if you had exported the goods under the claim for RODTAP or ROSCTL, these particular schemes which are there under the FTP chapter, then whatever amount of duty remission was allowed to you at the time of export, that you have to now pay it to the customs authority. Okay, so basically here first you exported the goods, you took the export benefits, now you are importing back. So government is telling, okay, no problem, if you are importing it back, okay, if you are importing it back, then no need to consider it as full import, normal import, pay some concessional duty on the same. Okay, next one, second one is very, very important from exam point of view. You can expect the same in your exam also. Now let's say if you had exported some goods, okay, you had exported some goods outside India for repairs, specifically for repairs, means you are going to send it outside India, they are going to repair, and you are going to re-import the goods back into the country. So then at the time of re-importation, can we say that you are not re-importing the entire goods? Basically you are re-importing the goods because repair was done on those goods. So they are telling that your basic custom duty, social welfare surcharge, IGST and GST compensation cess. Okay, this will be duty of customs. Okay, duty of customs will be applicable, but on what value? That is very important. Duty of customs will be applicable on the value of re-imported goods after repairs. Okay, means there is a particular way in which we are going to calculate this value. This value is equal to fair cost of repairs carried out, means the labor cost involved in doing that repair. Okay, fair cost of that plus cost of material used in repairs. Sometimes it can so happen that the other country can, if the product is under warranty, then they can do this for free. Then too we have to take the fair cost of the same. And so see what is written, whether such cost is actually incurred or not, plus insurance and freight both ways. Okay, so basically fair cost of labor, fair cost of materials used for such labor, plus insurance plus freight both ways, to and fro. Okay, on this value customs duty will be applicable. Okay, so can we say basically customs is applicable only on the cost incurred for repairs, and customs is not applicable on the total value of that particular product. And in any other case, then they are telling that nil, nothing is required to be paid at the time of re-importation. Are you clear with this? Okay, but now all these above concession is available to us only if certain conditions are fulfilled. What are those conditions? Let's try to understand. Okay, the goods should be, first you had exported, now you are re-importing it. So re-importation should be done within a time period of 3 years, which can be further extended by 2 years. But in case of that specific fourth point, advanced authorization, EPCG, etc., re-importation should be done within a time period of 1 year, which can be further extended by 1 year. In all the other cases, it is 3 years plus 2 years. And yes, whatever goods you had exported, same goods you should be re-importing. Otherwise, you can play with the government, right? So only if you are re-importing the same goods, then only this concession will be available. And specifically for point number 2, specifically for this important point number 2, ownership should not change. Okay, means the person who is exporting for repairs, the same person should be re-importing it, then only this benefit will be available. And then the last point which is coming up here, last content point which is coming up here is this concession of notification number 45/2017 will not be available in 3 circumstances. Suppose if exports was done by EOU or by units in free trade zone, okay, then for them we cannot give this benefit. We are telling them your work is to do full export, that is permanent export, no need of doing the re-importation. So if they are doing the re-importation, this concession is not applicable. Second point, if there are some goods which were exported from warehouse and those goods are getting re-imported. See, if you had exported the goods from warehouse, when you had kept the goods in warehouse, there was no duty on that because duty is leviable later on. So if you are exporting the goods from warehouse and then you are re-importing the same goods, then they are telling this will be considered as normal import. Okay, this will be considered as normal import, and your normal customs duty will be applicable in such cases. And the last one is if you are re-importing tobacco products, or petroleum products, then in that case, anyway, we are not going to give you any concession. This will be considered as normal imports. Are you clear with this? Yes. Then one more clarification which was issued for this particular notification was, which we had done a part of it under GST also. That is, let's say if we have sent some good outside India for the purpose of exhibition, remember, then that was not considered as a supply. Okay, if it is not considered as a supply, then it is even not considered as a zero rated supply. Okay, if it is not considered as a zero rated supply, then no need to file any LUT or bond at the time of sending the goods outside India. Perfect. Okay, so they are telling that. So, but can we say physically the goods are going outside India? Yes, physically the goods are going outside India. So, see what are they telling? Therefore, no IGST is required to be paid for specified goods at the time of taking these goods outside India, because the activity is not a supply. Okay. Since it is not a supply, this notification, hence the situation of notification number 45/2017, that is this point, exporting without LUT or bond or exporting under LUT or bond, that point is not at all applicable. Hence, this will come under the third point, that is the residual point. Okay, that is because the goods are physically going outside India and the goods will be physically coming into India without payment of taxes. So, when they are coming back to India also, after exhibition, when they are coming back to India also, at that time also they are not required to pay any duty on the same. Okay, and further one more clarification was put up there, that suppose if I am sending some goods outside India to my related persons, to my distinct persons, or on consignment basis, if I am sending it outside India, okay, maybe for participating in exhibition, because they wanted to participate in exhibition with my products, etc., then in that case, and if same goods are returned back to India, means the other party, my distinct persons, my related persons have not accepted the goods. Since they have not accepted the goods, so they are telling that this is also not a supply. So again, at the time of sending plus at the time of coming back, there will be no import duty that we are required. There will be no taxes that we are required to pay. Are you clear with this? Okay, this is a numerical question. This is a numerical question that you have to do, that you have to try. That was on that fair cost of repairs, fair cost of material, on that thing. Okay, please try it from the book. Now going on to the next notification, that is notification number 60/2018. This is not giving a concession, but this is giving a full-fledged exemption. Means no need to pay any import duty at the time of re-importation. There are two circumstances here. Now first one, your very good thing here is you have manufactured the goods. Okay. It was made in India, make in India concept. After manufacturing, you exported the goods. Now, when you exported the goods to the other country, now they are facing some problem with the goods. So, they have sent the goods to you for the purpose of repair, reprocessing, etc. So, can we say this will lead to re-import of goods? Okay, and after doing the repairs, etc., can we say we are again going to re-export those goods to the other country? Yes. And now, listen, can we say since the goods are made in India, so we will have to provide them that support of doing the repairs, etc.? Yes. So, here they are telling that suppose if the goods are re-imported for repairs or reconditioning, very minor, repairs or reconditioning, then in that case, at the time of re-importation, no need to pay any duty, provided re-importation is done within 3 years, or in case of Nepal, it is done within a time period of 10 years. Means first we exported, then within 3 years or 10 years, we are re-importing it back in our country. But if the goods are re-imported for bigger purpose, that is for reprocessing, refining, remaking, etc., then the goods should be re-imported into India within a time period of 1 year. If these conditions are fulfilled, then at the time of importation, you need not pay any import duty and you will be fully exempted from that. Okay. Now, further conditions applicable is goods must be, now after doing the repairs, etc., can we say you are required to re-export the goods? Yes. So, goods should be re-exported within a time period of 6 months, extendable till 1 year, means 6 months plus 6 months. Till 1 year. It is not extendable by 1 year. So, extendable till 1 year. So, 6 months plus 6 months. Within this much time, you have to re-export it back. Yes, ACDC of custom should be satisfied that these are the same goods which had come to India and the same goods which are going to India, going out of India. And the exporter, at the time of importation, he will have to sign a bond that he is going to, for sure, re-export it back to the other country. Okay, if all these conditions are fulfilled, then you can take the benefit of notification number 60/2018. Okay, here the most important condition is first you manufactured the goods, okay, then you exported it, then you are re-importing it with the condition that you are going to re-export it. Okay, if all these conditions fit here, and why did you re-import? For the purpose of doing repairs, reconditioning, reprocessing, refining and all those things, then only in such cases you can take the benefit of notification number 60/2018. Okay, and yes, one more point that they have told us here is, in this particular point, suppose if you re-imported 1000 kgs of that particular goods, but because of reprocessing etc 2 kgs were lost, doesn't matter, they say that normal loss is allowed. Are you clear with this? Okay, this was your section number 20 along with 2 notifications. Okay, section number 20 along with 2 notifications. Now I am going on to the next section, that is section number 21, which talks about goods, derelict, jetsam, flotsam and wreck. Okay, derelict is that particular cargo or vessel which has totally gone with no hopes of recovery. Jetsam are those goods which we had thrown from the ship so as to prevent it from sinking, and those are not abandoned goods. Okay, we have not abandoned those goods, we have just thrown it out of the ship or vessel so that we can prevent the ship from sinking, and those have already sunk in the water. Okay, those goods have already sunk in the water. Flotsam is the goods which we had thrown from the ship and now which are floating. Okay, and the last one, wreck. Wreck is what? Wreck is that particular cargo or vessel which has come ashore because of tides, waves, etc. Okay, now what is the purpose of studying this section? Section number 21. Section number 21 says that if along with your goods, if along with the intentionally imported goods, if along with that derelict, jetsam, flotsam, wreck, etc. are coming into India or brought into India, then it will be considered as if you had imported those goods into India, and on that also duty will be payable unless you prove to the satisfaction of the officer that, sir, these goods should be admitted duty free or these goods are not imported by me. Okay, otherwise normally all these if those are coming into India along with your goods, then it will be considered as if you have imported it, and duty will be payable on the same. Are you clear with this? Okay, then after section number 21 I am going on to the next part, that is section number 14 and 15. Okay, everyone here? Section number 14 and 15. Section number 14 actually talks about valuation of the goods, for which we are going to do the entire chapter, that is the valuation chapter. Section number 15 talks about what? Section number 15 says that now customs duty can change from one day to another. Okay, government can bring those changes. So they are telling that which dates rate of customs duty are we going to consider for the purpose of doing the calculations, valuation, assessment and all those things. So they are telling that suppose if when the goods are cleared, when the goods are entered for home consumption, means you brought the goods, okay, you brought the goods and you're not storing it in the warehouse but you're directly clearing it for home consumption. So they are telling that the date of presentation of bill of entry, the date when the bill of entry is presented before the customs authority, or the date when your vehicle, vessel, aircraft came into India, okay, when it finally came into India, whichever is later. Okay, so the date when the vessel came into India or the date of presentation of bill of entry, whichever is later, on that date whatever is the rate of customs duty, that will be applicable for your assessment. Okay, now suppose if you are clearing the goods from warehouse, means the goods were earlier stored in warehouse, that will be duty free. From there you are clearing it for home consumption. So the day when you are filing the bill of entry for home consumption, that will, on that day whatever is the rate, that will be applicable. And in all the other goods, example jetsam, flotsam, etc. When the officer says that no, you only have imported it along with your goods, etc., then the date when you are going to pay the duty, on that day whatever is the rate prevailing, or at that particular rate you are required to pay the customs. Are you clear with this? Yes? Okay. Then going on to the next concept. Okay, 3 sections we are going to take up here: section number 13, section number 22 and section number 23. Okay, now first starting with section number 13, important section. From 13, 22 and 23 you can expect at least once. 13, 22 and 23 you can expect once. Okay, section number 13 talks about pilfered goods. Okay, pilfered, first of all, what do you mean by pilferage? Pilferage means, can we say petty theft? Okay, छोटे amounts पे चोरी हो गया, means the entire package is not stolen etc, but something out of that package has been torn and from that the goods have been taken. So now if pilferage has happened after unloading from that particular ship, vessel etc or aircraft etc, if the goods have been pilfered after unloading, but before proper officer has made an order. Okay, before he has made an order for home consumption or for warehouse, between that particular period. Can we say between this period, the importer did not have any control over the goods because the goods are not even cleared because the proper officer has not even passed any order. So during this period, if there is any pilferage that has happened, then in that case, the importer is not responsible for paying any duty on the same, but the custodian will be liable to pay the duty on the same because custodian was having the physical possession of my goods till then. Are you clear with this? Again, I am telling you, pilferage is not total destruction. Okay, pilferage is not all the goods have got stolen. Okay, only it is a petty theft. In very small quantities, the goods have been stolen. Okay, then in such cases, you can tell to the officer that, sir, since pilferage has happened between this particular period, so we are covered by section number 13 and I will not be required to pay. I will not be required to pay any import duty on the same. Are you clear with this? Okay, normally can we say the customs officer will come to know about the pilferage, because when he is going to pass the order for home consumption or for warehouse, he will check the goods. Okay, suppose if he did not check it at that time, etc. Later on when the importer is removing the goods, at that time if he sees, by that time can we say he would have already paid. Okay, by that time he would have already paid the custom duty. So he will, after doing all the survey, after doing all the checkings, etc., he can still get the benefit of pilferage. Okay, means he will get the refund of the duty which he had paid. Are you clear with this? Okay, that was covered in section number 13. Now going on to the next section, that is section number 23, and in that also section 23(1) is going to be very crucial. Section 23(1) talks about remission of duty. Okay, remission of duty means you had already paid the duty and now you are asking a refund for the same. Okay, whereas what was happening in case of pilferage? In case of pilferage, it was identified at a very early stage. So you are not at all paying the duty on those pilfered goods. Okay, now in this section number 23(1), this is a very broad section. Okay, what is being told in the section number 23(1), they are telling that suppose if you prove it before the AC or DC of the customs that any imported goods have been lost. Okay, means it is not at all recoverable. It is lost or it is destroyed. Okay, it is lost or destroyed, maybe because of flood, fire, etc., or any other reason it has been lost or destroyed at any time before clearance for home consumption. Means even if when it was kept at the port or even when it was kept in the warehouse, because they are telling any time before clearance for home consumption. If at during this particular time, if you prove it to the AC or DC that the goods have been lost or destroyed, then in such cases the AC or DC can remit the duty on such goods. Are you clear with this? Yes, because the goods have been lost, you are not at all able to recover those goods. So in that case, no need to pay the duty on the same. Are you clear with this? Yes, this is a very broad thing, na? Any time till the clearance for home consumption, any time till there. Yes, any time when you pick up the goods from the customs authority that you want to take it at your office, any time till then, if there is any lost or destroyed cases, then in that case, you can ask for remission of duty. Acha, now section number 23(2), not very important, but yes, you should know it, you have to do it. Okay, section 23(2) talks about relinquishment of goods. Okay, now let's say if there is any particular owner, okay, there is a particular person called as owner of imported goods, any time before an order has been passed. Okay, before an order has been passed for home consumption or before any order has been passed for taking the goods in warehouse, any time before that, if there is a particular owner who says that the goods are not good, the goods are not as per my specifications, etc., and I want to relinquish, then by transferring the document of title in the name of PC or principal commissioner or the commissioner, the importer of the goods can relinquish the title in those goods and it will now go to the customs authority and we need not pay any tax in that matter. Are you clear with this? Yes. Okay. Then after that, going on to the next one. Achha, this is a distinguish between section number 13 and section number 23(1). section 23 and section number 23(1), which says that, which gives a distinguish between pilferage and lost or destruction. So some crucial points which I can tell you. First of all, the meaning. Okay, pilferage is in small quantities, lost or destroyed means it's gone. Okay, it is non-recoverable. In case of pilferage, at least the goods can be restored back to you. But in case of lost or destroyed, it can never be restored back to you. Pilferage should happen after unloading, but before. After unloading. What was the time period? After unloading, but before the proper officer has made an order for home consumption or for warehouse. In case of section 23(1), when should that lost or destruction thing happen? Anytime till the goods are cleared, anytime till the goods are cleared for home consumption, if lost or destruction thing has happened. Okay, then in case of section 13, you need not pay the duty at all. In section number 23(1), by that time you would have paid the duty, so you will be eligible for remission of duty. Okay, because here in case of section number 23(1), can we say duty will be payable at the time of passing the order? Whereas you can take this claim up to when? You can take this claim anytime before clearance. See, first the order will be passed for clearance. Okay, and then the goods will be actually cleared. Right? So, anytime till here, if the goods are lost or destroyed, you can claim. Okay, as soon as the order is passed, can we say here you are required to pay the duty? So, the duty is already paid. And suppose later, before you physically take the goods from there, before that, if it has been lost or destroyed, then you will get a remittance. Then you will get a remission of the same. Right? Then after that, yes, one more thing. Pilferage is not applicable for warehouse. Because pilferage was applicable till when? Till the order is passed. Okay, till the order is passed either for home clearance or for warehouse. Okay, only till the date of order. Only after this you will actually clear it, na? Or you will take it to the warehouse. So only till the date when the order is passed, only till then the pilferage claim can be accepted. Whereas in case of section 23(1), it is also applicable to the warehoused goods. Then going on to the next section, that is section number 22. Section 22 talks about abatement. Okay, it talks about abatement of duty on damaged or deteriorated goods. So suppose if your goods have been damaged, physical damage has been caused to the goods, or if the quality of the goods have deteriorated, example, it is a perishable kind of a goods, etc. Then in such cases, you will get some abatement, okay, some discount in the duty which is to be put, but provided you satisfy it to the AC or the DC. Now this is divided into three parts. First one, okay, if damage or deterioration, any one of it, if damage or deterioration has happened at any time before or during unloading. Okay, before unloading or during unloading, if damage or deterioration has happened, then you will be allowed abatement. Okay, or if damage, okay, not deterioration now, if damage of imported goods other than warehouse goods, means such goods which you are going to clear for home consumption, if damage has happened after unloading but before examination of the goods by the proper officer, means after unloading but before the customs officer examine those goods, okay, and if that has happened accidentally, by mistakenly, if that has happened, then you will be eligible for, then you will be means anytime till examination, okay, then in that case you will be eligible for abatement. And last, if the warehouse goods have been damaged before clearance for home consumption, means the goods were put into warehouse but after that it got damaged, anytime till when? Till clearance for home consumption negligently, okay, accidentally if it happened, then you will be eligible for abatement. Are you clear with this? Okay, then in this case you will be eligible for abatement of what amount? Okay, now let's say original quantity of goods was 10,000 kgs, okay, and or let's take it in value only. Let's say original goods value was, for example, 10 lakh rupees, okay, value before damage or deterioration was 10 lakhs, and duty payable, okay, duty payable on this is equal to, let's say, for example, it is 4 lakh rupees. Okay, let's say duty payable on this is equal to 4 lakhs, and now out of this, let's say 2 lakh rupees goods have been damaged or deteriorated. So can we say corresponding duty will be 80,000 rupees. Normal proportionate duty will be 80,000. So you will get an abatement of this 80,000. Are you clear with this? Okay, ma'am, who will calculate this 2 lakh rupees damage? Okay, so this 2 lakh rupees damage will be ascertained by the, either it will be ascertained by the proper officer, or the proper officer will determine it by selling the goods under auction, and whatever amount it has realized, that will be considered as the value of the damaged goods. Are you understanding this? Yes, this was all about your section number 22. Yes, so 3 important concepts are, section number 13 is pilferage, section 23(1) is lost or destroyed. Okay, and 22 is talking about damage or deterioration, and in 22 also, please consider the 3 points separately. A point is talking about damage or deterioration both, okay, or during or before or during the unloading. Okay, second point talks about other than warehoused goods which was going to be cleared for home consumption, if that has been damaged anytime after unloading but before examination by the proper officer. Okay, and last, if the warehoused goods has been damaged, warehoused goods means the goods were kept in the warehouse, it got damaged any time before clearance for home consumption, then in that case you will be eligible for abatement proportionately. Are you clear till here? Yes. Okay, then going on to the next section, that is section number 24. Section number 24 talks about denaturing or mutilation of goods. Okay, now let's say for example I wanted to import alcohol. Okay, I wanted to import alcohol. Now this alcohol can be used for human consumption also, this can be used for making sanitizers, etc. also, it can be used for making the cough syrups, etc. also. Okay, now let's say if the duty changes, if I want to use it for human consumption, import duty is equal to 40%. If I want to use it for making sanitizers, let's say import duty is equal to 30%. And let's say if I want to use it for cough syrups, then the import duty is equal to 20%. Okay, now I say that, sir, I am going to make cough syrup out of it. Okay, then the officer will say that, what if you use it for human consumption? Okay, so we say that, sir, let's do one thing, let's apply section number 24, let's denature the goods or let's mutilate the goods. Denature means change the nature of the goods, means do something in that particular alcohol which makes it unfit. Okay, which makes it unfit for human consumption, which makes it unfit for making sanitizers. Means now that imported alcohol can be used only for making cough syrups. Okay, if that denaturing or that mutilation is done, then the import duty will be leviable at that lower rate. Are you clear with this? Yes, we have taken this particular example in our main lectures also. Okay, now going on to the next section, that is section number 25. Section number 3 sections we have to do now. Section 25, 25A, 25B. Okay, section number 25 talks about exemptions from the customs duty. So central government has the power to grant exemptions from duty structure, rate of duties and all those things. There can be 2 types of exemption. One is your general exemption and the other one can be special exemption. General exemption, okay, power is given by the parliament to the central government, and if the central government is of the opinion that it is in public interest, okay, that it is in public interest to give some general notification, to give some general exemption, then the central government can pass a notification in the official gazette. Okay, means it will be applicable to everyone. If you are publishing it in the official gazette, it is applicable to everyone. So it will specify in the notification that what all conditions are there for taking these exemptions and all those things. Okay, so this notification can be passed by the central government. It will be published in the official gazette, and this notification, whenever any exemption notification is being passed, it comes with a particular validity. Okay, what validity? This will be valid up to 31st March falling after 2 years from the date of such exemption. Means today if I have given that particular exemption, then from today take 2 years. As soon as those 2 years time period get over, after that whichever is the next 31st March, till that day that general exemption is going to be valid, right? But that validity point, okay, that 2 years 31st March point is not applicable in these circumstances. Suppose if we have given this exemption because of some bilateral trade agreement with the other country, or because we have given this exemption to fulfill some obligations of the United Nations or any international trade agreements, etc., or if we have given this exemption under some scheme of FTP, or when we have given this exemption and central government says that the scheme is anyway valid for a period of more than 2 years, then definitely exemption should also be made valid for a greater number of period. Okay, and such cases. So in these cases they say that that 2 years time period will not be applicable. Okay, that was the first type of exemption, that is your general exemption. Second one is your special exemption. Special exemption, central government does not give this to everyone. Okay, it is given only to a specific kind of a person, or it is given only to a specific industry. So if it is given only to a specific kind of a person, it should not be published in the official gazette. Okay, it will not be given by way of a notification, it will be given by way of an order. Are you clear with this? This is called as your special exemption, and here there is no time period applicable. Okay, here there is no time period applicable. If at all there is any time period applicable, it will be returned in that particular order. Are you clear with this? Yes. And then section number 25 also says that, the effective date of notification will be the date of its issue for publication. Means the day when we give it that please publish it in the official gazette, that day will be the date of notification, because sometimes it can so happen that it took time to get published in the official gazette. So we are not going to wait till the time it gets published in the official gazette. The day when we issued it, that date will be considered as the effective date. Are you clear with this? Okay, but if notification consists of a particular date, that the exemption will be applicable from so and so date, then that respective date will be applicable. Are you clear with this? Yes. Then the last two sections here, section number 25A and section number 25B. Okay, what does section 25A says? Section number 25A. Okay, first of all, one important thing which I want to tell you, please remember section number 25A and section number 25B, both are applicable only in case of specified goods. Okay, because when you will read this, you will get confused with section number 20 and those two notifications. Okay, so now itself I am clarifying that this is applicable only on some specified goods. Okay, now listen everyone here. 25A says what? 25A says that, let's say there are some goods which are coming from outside India. Okay, there are some goods which are coming from outside India. Why is it coming to India? It is coming to India for the purpose of repairs. Means we are going to do repairs here in India. Okay, then in that case they are telling that when it is coming to India for the purpose of repair, at the time when it is coming, at that time there will be no duty payable on the same. Okay, on inward processing of goods, there will be no duty payable on the same, provided, can we say after doing the import we are required to re-export the goods? Yes, so we have to re-export the goods. Okay, we have to re-export the goods within a time period of 1 year. Okay, means when it came to India, from that day within 1 year it should be re-exported back. So in such cases there will be no duty payable. Are you clear with this? Yes. Then going on to section number 25B. 25B is when you are sending something from outside, sending something from India to other country. Okay, when you are sending to other country for the purpose of repair. Remember we had studied this. When the export was done. When the export was done, for what purpose? When the export was done for the purpose of repair outside India, we had done this in that notification. Okay, but this section is to be applied only in case of specified goods, not otherwise. Okay, now listen, when you are sending the goods from India to other country for the purpose of repair, and then when it again comes to India, okay, when it again comes to India, at that time there will be no duty payable on the same. Are you clear with this? Yes, definitely. Whichever goods is going outside India, the same goods should be coming into India. All those conditions must be fulfilled, but they are telling that no duty will be applicable in both the cases. Okay, when we are sending the goods for repairs or when we are bringing the goods for repairs, at that time, whenever the goods are coming into India, at that time there will be no duty payable if these goods are specified therein by the government. Are you clear with this? Okay, only when the question specifies about specified goods, then only in such cases, okay, only in such cases apply this section 25A and 25B. Are you clear with this? Okay, now one rule which I had left in between, that is this rule. I'm not taking the entire rule, but I'll give you an overview of the same. Everyone here, Now let's say, now here they are telling that, let's say government has come up with a particular notification that if you import these goods, okay, for example, if you import these goods and if you are using these goods, okay, for some specified purpose, then we will give you concession on import of these goods. Okay, example, government is telling you that you can import alcohol. Okay, let's say government has come up with a notification that you import alcohol and use that alcohol only for preparing sanitizers. Okay, only for preparing sanitizers. Or let's say government says that you can import that cloth etc for the purpose, or cotton etc for the purpose of making masks. Okay, so in that case we will give you concession at the time of import of duty. So I said, oh, very good, very good. Let's start importing this and we will do the business out of it. So here they are telling that, first of all, can we say this is a conditional exemption only if you import the raw materials and only if you use it for those specified purposes. Okay, means either you are manufacturing something out of it. Okay, example, if you import alcohol, you are manufacturing sanitizer out of it, or you are providing some service out of it, or you are going to give it to some specified end users, means you are going to distribute it for free, or you are going to sell it to the hospitals etc. Means only for some specified end use you are going to give it, or you're going to manufacture anything out of it, then only the government is going to give you concession. Okay, see the name of the rule, everyone, see the name of the rule. Customs, import of goods at concessional rate of duty or for specified end use. Means the government is telling you everything. If you import this should be used for this purpose, then only your import duty will be exempted. Okay, for that they have given you the procedures. So here they are telling that whenever I want to avail this particular benefit, now I say that okay, I will start preparing sanitizers. So what am I as an importer supposed to do? I have to file all my details on the common portal. Okay, one time prior information I have to file it with the customs authority, that sir, this is my name, this is my importer exporter code, my goods are going to be manufactured by the job worker, his details etc. I am going to give. Then I will give the reference to the notification of which I am taking the benefit. Then to what am I going to do with this raw materials? Am I going to use it for manufacture, or am I going to provide some service out of it, or am I going to give it to some specified end user, consumers etc. I will write all those things. I will upload all those things on the customs portal. And once this information has been accepted, then I will be given an IGCR IIN number. Okay, IGCR identification number, it is there. IGCR identification number is given to me, which will be helpful in giving me that particular benefit. Okay, then once all these things are done, after that I have to file a continuity surety bond. Okay, I have to file a continuity surety bond with my jurisdictional customs officer that sir, if I violate these provisions, then you take the differential duty from me. Okay, along with interest. Example, normal customs duty rate was 40% and under this notification custom duty applicable on me is 15%. So I am giving a bond for that balance 25% plus interest, that sir, if I violate the conditions, you please execute the bond. Are you clear with this? Yes. Then once all these things are done, then after that I can do the import. Okay, once I do the import, those goods will come on the port. Then the customs officer at the port will clear my goods for home consumption. As soon as he clears my goods for home consumption, I will tell him, sir, please don't charge duty at 40%, please charge the duty at 15% only. So he will tell me why. Then I will tell him, sir, see, this is my IGCR identification number and I have taken the benefit under this particular notification. If he is satisfied, then he will allow me to pay the duty at concessional rates. Okay, now here I am required to maintain all the records. Okay, each and every minute details I am required to maintain. How much goods was imported, how much I am sending it to my job worker, how much I am transferring it to my other unit for the purpose of further use, how much is defective, how much is lost during manufacturing, etc. All those details I am required to maintain along with me. And yes, one of the very important thing here is this importer is required to file a monthly statement by 10th of every month about usage. Okay, example, I imported 10,000 kgs. What did I do with that 10,000 kgs? Okay, how did I do the utilization? I have to report everything in that monthly statement, because government is giving me a big relief. So it should have all the information about what I have been doing. So all this information will be reported in the monthly statement. Okay, then can I send these raw materials to my job worker also? Yes, if the manufacturing is being done by the job worker, then I can send it to the job worker under cover of an invoice or e-way bill, but I have to make sure that I get it back from him within a time period of 6 months. And the job worker is also required to maintain all the details. How much did he receive? How much did he manufacture? How much did he send back to the importer? And all those things. Okay, same is applicable in case of unit transfer also. Let's say instead of giving it to the job worker is an outsider. So instead of giving it to the job worker, I gave it to another unit of my company only. Let's say one unit is trading unit, another unit is manufacturing. So I gave it to another unit. At that time also I have to maintain, okay, importer has to maintain all the details relating to that other unit. Okay, similarly, if I have given some goods to the end user, okay, directly if I have given it to the end user, that also I have to record that how much have I given it to the end user, right? Now, if I am left out with any raw materials out of that 10,000 kgs, then there are two options. Okay, either I can re-export it back to that country from where I had imported it, or I can clear it for home consumption. Means now I can use it for other purposes also by paying the duty on the same that is given here. Are you clear with this? Acha, now next important point from exam point of view is, let's say I had imported some capital goods. Okay, I had imported some capital goods, let's say for making that mask, or let's say for making sanitizers, etc. I used that particular machinery for specified purpose first. Okay, now capital goods have long life. Now specified work is done. Can I clear it for home consumption for using it for other than specified purpose? Yes, definitely. But can we say now the government will ask differential duty on the same? So how much differential duty will be payable on the same? Now, can we say the value of the machinery would have depreciated? Yes, so whatever is that depreciated value multiplied by normal custom duty rate. Okay, this is, can we say, which is payable as on today. But out of this, have we already paid some duty? Yes, on the original cost, can I say I would have paid the concessional duty? Okay, so whatever is the difference, this amount I have to pay today when I am clearing it for home consumption, where my capital goods will be used for other purposes. Okay, ma'am, original cost will be given, concessional duty and normal rate of duty will be given. How do we calculate the depreciated value? So, on the original cost, on straight line basis, you have to do depreciation at this rate. For the first year, for every quarter or part thereof, 4%. For second year and third year, it will be 3% per quarter. For fourth year and fifth year, it will be 2.5% per quarter. So, let's say if I have just used for 1 quarter in the 1 year, in the first year, then in that case only 4% depreciation will be done. Let's say I have used for 1 full year, for 4 quarters I have used, then 16%, 4 into 4, 16% depreciation will be applied. Let's say I have used for 1 year plus 1 quarter, 1 year plus 1 quarter, so 16% plus 3%, 19%. By doing this, I will get the, by reducing that much amount, I will get the depreciated value on depreciated value. Because today, why am I applying normal rate? Because now I am going to use it for non-specified purpose. Okay, and out of that, I have already paid some amount of duty on that capital goods, that will be reduced. Are you clear with this? Okay, and suppose if I fail to follow the rules of that particular notification, okay, if I don't listen to that particular notification, then anyway the jurisdictional customs officer has the bond available with him, so he will revoke that particular bond, he will invoke that particular bond and he will realize the money from there. So I will have to pay the tax also, I will have to pay the interest also, plus I will be liable for some penalty also. Are you clear with this? Okay, so this was an overview. Of Customs Rules 2022, where we studied about concessional duty and specified end use rules. Yes, I hope you are clear till here.